Law Simplified with Justice informs and educates on the law. This exciting and thought-provoking program is anchored by Justice Maduforo, a solicitor. Justice is persuasive, innovative and confident with the tenacity to take on complex topics and cases. With solid experience and expertise in making representations and advocacy in courts and tribunals, Justice provides a one-stop shop in immigration law, criminal law, employment law and contract law. For tailor-made legal advice, Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.
I am your regular host, Justice Maduforo. This program, as you all know, has been designed to bring the very best of the legal topics to discuss, and for me to give my opinion to benefit those who need this opinion and to take it further from there. As you know, this program, I just give out my opinion. They are not legal advice, and I also encourage you not to act on them, and you must not act on them, but you must first seek proper legal advice before you can act on them. As I did say earlier on, I'm the host of this program, Justice, and I'm a solicitor, and I'll be sharing with you as I discuss this topic, which is very dear and which I know that will assist a lot of the communities and a lot of folks out there who are not getting it right. And remember that whatever I'm going to discuss here, obviously, they're different from individual circumstances. So therefore, your circumstance may come in where you need this advice to take it further, or you need this opinion so that you can take it further to the next stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I did introduce to you, this is Law Simplified with Justice. And as you know all the time, this topic this program has been tremendously of help to certain people out there, and also a blessing to you as well. Let me tell you the truth, that everything you're doing in immigration law is all based on also the fact that you must exercise faith as well to get the other side, even when the human has done his own human aspect. You also need the spiritual aspect to make sure that both are galvanized, that you get a good result. So faith is also important as you put your mind, as you take decision to make any application in immigration law. Obviously, having introduced the topic I'm going to be discussing today, and as you know, I discuss different areas of law that within my competence, I'm a specialty. And as you know, I'm a criminal lawyer as well. I'm police accredited and court duty solicitor to represent you from the police station to the Court of Appeal, even up to the Supreme Court based on your case, which you have at hand. So therefore, if you have any issues in immigration, in criminal law, do not hesitate to contact me. And also, you also know that I am very versatile in issues of immigration, employment law, which I have dealt with. And you also know that whatever representation you need in employment law, you do not need to hesitate, but just to pick up the phone and give me a call. And I'll get you to the office and take instructions from you. And probably if you need representation or advocacy in the employment tribunal, then you're sure bound that you get the right advice and you're in the right place. And also, you know that I also do specialize in contract. Whatever the contract matter that you are dealing with, commercial or otherwise, give me a bell. And also, for the purpose of today, ladies and gentlemen, this topic is very important. And this is called evidence in immigration law. I introduced this topic. Obviously, I've said earlier, as I said, in respect to your faith you exercise in immigration applications. So that means I'm introduced the topic or the area of law I'm going to discuss today, immigration law. And under the immigration law, the topic today I'm discussing is evidence in immigration law. Evidence in immigration law. What is evidence? And we say a lot of times, evidence, evidence, evidence. Have you got evidence against me? Have you got evidence? Evidence is central, is key. In all areas of law, whether there's anything in fact, dispute in fact, or dispute in issues, evidence always sorts it out. Once there is that dispute between two parties, therefore evidence that is tendered before the court dissolves and resolves the issue. Today, people have asked the evidence in immigration law. Now, the reason why I chose this topic, because it's encompassing. Now, whatever you are going through, if you are in the immigration tribunal or you're making immigration application, or you are in the employment tribunal representing your case, a claim against your employers or vice versa, or you are in court, in county court dealing with issues of contract, or you are in the High Court of Justice dealing with issues of contract, or dealing with issues of dispute, torts, and or whatnot, and if you're in the magistrate court dealing with issues of allegations against you, and you're in the crown court Are you in the High Court? Are you in the Court of Appeal? Are you in the Supreme Court? Are you in the European Court of Justice? One thing is central, and that thing that has come before the Home Office and the courts or the tribunal is the issue of the evidence you've tendered before it. Evidence is what you are relying upon, of which that dispute you want to tilt towards you. And that means the evidence is presented to show that you are completely entitled to what you were claiming. That is the evidence in a very simple and common man's knowledge. But now, to hack it up, to discuss with you in terms of the issues of what this rules of evidence entails. The rules of evidence are very clear in court of law, in immigration tribunals, in the employment tribunals, in all courts of justice. Now, what is that in respect to the immigration law that you are facing? A lot of you out there now are about to make application to the Home Office. A lot of you out there are waiting for a response from the Home Office. A lot of you out there are yet to decide whether you make application to the Home Office or not. A lot of you out there are also waiting for a date to be listed in court so that you can go and defend your application in the employment first-tier tribunal, employment tribunal, or the upper tribunal, or as the case may be. Some of you out there are also waiting for your case in judicial review in the High Court of Justice. So whatever circumstance or stage that you are, one thing stands out, and that is the evidence that you are presenting before this court. The reason why I've chosen this topic to discuss this topic today is that, as I said earlier on, the reason why I bring topics to discuss here is because I'm vast in areas of representation and advocacy and areas of preparation. I see one thing also falls short. That is evidence that we are putting forward in order to draw the hands of the decision in our favor. The evidence. What evidence are we packaging for our case? Now, whatever from the point-based system, all the tier ones and the tiers, to the discretionary leave application, to any form of application you're making, those within immigration rules and those outside of the rules, something stands out, and that is the evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the evidence. Now, whatever the application you're making, you must make sure that the application that you have put in or about to put in has sufficient evidence. Now, let me tell you one reason why you should come to me. Because as they said earlier on when I introduced this topic, that I'm very vast in the issues of this. And as a result of that, I have come to realize that when I prepare applications, when I prepare judicial reviews applications, when I prepare applications for advocacy in court, when I prepare applications and when I represent clients in court, one thing stands out for me. And what is that? To ensure that the evidence I am putting forward in this application or in court will stand out in the favor of my client. And that is why when you come to see me, as I said, that was why I said that this program is not a legal advice, but an opinion. When you come to see me and I sit down to discuss with you, I am not only just discussing your case to tell me the story, I'm also picking out to see where I can grab evidence that we need. Those that you've missed, I will register with you. Now, probably they're just lying there under your bed or in your cupboard or in your bookshelf, or rather in your box, or even in your computers. You may not know that you need them. That is where you need me to pick them out. And that may be the only information we need that will change the course of your application, that will change the course of the decision in court in your favor. That is what you need, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you need. That is what you need. Pick up this phone, give me a call, 079-3172-7597, and I will get you to come to the office, and I will sit down.
Law Simplified with Justice informs and educates on the law. This exciting and thought-provoking program is anchored by Justice Maduforo, a solicitor. Justice is persuasive, innovative, and confident with the tenacity to take on complex topics and cases. With solid experience and expertise in making representations and advocacy in courts and tribunals, Justice provides a one-stop shop in immigration law, criminal law, employment law, and contract law. For tailor-made legal advice, Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.
We are your regular host, Justice Maduforo.